ISC West 2026. My name is Paul Ragusa. I am the editor for SecurityInfoWatch.com. I'm here with Josh Tucker with Corbin Russwin. Thank you, Josh, for joining me.
Of course.
So, this is a big integrator show. We got a lot of system integrators here, and they have a lot to contend with when they're trying to, design systems and think about hardware and how that works with everything. Can you talk about some of those challenges and how you're helping them overcome those challenges?
Be happy to. The security integrator has a very difficult responsibility when trying to deliver the appropriate solution for an enterprise. And ASSA ABLOY, we hear that and value that voice of customer to help fuel our innovations around our products as well as services. For example, with Corbin Russwin, an enhancement we made to our PED 5000 series X devices, removing some screws that are visible on, so one less item to contend with, or even creating some cavities in the back for wire runs to make it frankly a simpler installation from an electronic access control perspective. But another piece that can stall out projects is the keying system, where Corbin Russwin has actually brought in services that are free to an organization to help with a new key system design to adequately secure a facility.
Beautiful.
So those are just a few things Corbin Russwin and the team are doing to help out with installation.
All right, so let's look at end users. They are also here at this show, and for them, it's kind of a daunting process trying to think of how they're going to design everything. So what are some of the things they should be considering when they're designing a full system, including hardware and everything else?
It's a great question. An item that we like to emphasize, especially when selecting how an end user should move forward with some type of security project, is the return on investment, or the ROI. And several conversations, it seems that the cost of a solution or the service becomes the determining agent of how we should proceed. So Corbin Russwin, we would always like to say that we preach the value of the ROI of the product and the scope. And we make sure that we emphasize that this is not just a now decision, but it is also a decision that it will have future implications for the health of the facility, as well as the overarching security program. So Corbin Russwin, we like to preach that while it is a premium solution, it is a premium product that will last the now, but will also carry on to the future of the organization as well.
Yeah, that's a great message. I love it. All right, so let's move on to kind of a bigger question about industry trends and how that's kind of influencing everything. What are you seeing in terms of industry trends and how, there's such complex systems that are going in today, and how are you kind of responding to those trends?
Sure. In the security and the built environment, the word convergence is being used quite a bit regardless of where you're at ISC West, or even in the ad hoc conversations you have locally. And we understand that convergence between Division 28 and 8 are more overlapping than ever. And finding the ways to delineate the responsibility of who is handling what, and really clearly defining those lines of where this product should exist and who should be responsible for it. So we, on the ASSA ABLOY side, are doing what we can to inform the participating parties of where products reside, as well as making sure the right selection is ultimately brought to the table for an end user in their project.
Yeah, no, I love that, because that helps to educate people also on what's shifting the industry, you know what I mean? Sometimes that education is needed,
It absolutely is. For example, the legacy thought of access control in the security space is the reader can only go on the wall to an electrified component. But as technology is rapidly evolving, that idea of the integrated lock, of the reader going on the door and leveraging the door, is helping bring down overall price of a solution, but also introducing the state-of-the-art technology both to the channel as well as to the end user.
All right, so let's focus on ISC West. This is one of the biggest shows of the year. What are you focusing on? What are you highlighting? Let's talk about that.
Of course. And I would be remiss to say if we only focused on the electronics, because this is a security show. There's also mechanical products play into that security logic. So a product that Corbin Russwin is really highlighting would be exit devices that actually have an interior indicator if the device is locked or unlocked to help with classroom security situations. Another mechanical product would be windstorm rated project for the Midwest and the East Coast, as well as the Hawaiian Islands. Assemblies that can take the brute force of a hurricane or a tornado. That is on the mechanical side.
Yeah.
Now shifting to the electromechanical, we are also highlighting our SN series products that are capable of OSDP capabilities, but also the IN series of products that connect to an internal building's Wi-Fi network, products that will talk to a dedicated beacon, as well as our PoE-enabled products that help with an aesthetic design, as well as sustainability criteria that end users are trying to achieve.
All right, so I always like to end with what's a good takeaway, when someone visits the booth, and what do you want them to take away when they've been to talk to you about Corbin Russwin?
So happy you asked that question, because we see ASSA ABLOY as we're focused on growth, innovation, but most importantly, safety and security. Because those are the tenets that we're trying to instill in our products as well as services, whether in the channel as well as externally to the end user base. But it's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time, Josh.
Of course. Thank you so much.